Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. The dance of life. The dance of life, what is it? I think that life comes down to what I call the 3 F's and the 4 R's. So what are they? The dance of life for me is all about life and learning how to dance through life. So I was thinking about this yesterday. I was off driving. When I'm driving, my brain really goes places. I love it. I get very creative kind of downloads and things. And I was really just pulling things apart and really thinking about it. How do I really deal with life when life throws you a curveball and that? What do I do? And I decided I'd break it down, thinking of the actions that I generally take, knowing I'm not perfect. I do my best, but this is, as a rule, majority of the time, this is how I handle life when something comes up. So the 3 F's, let's start there. The 3 F's are about helping you be able to recognize maybe it's time to make a course correction in life. All right. So that's what they're for. The very first F is fluidity. Now, life is a moving thing. It is. And we're moving too. So even when we're standing still doing nothing, or even when we're sleeping, everything is racing around and doing what it needs to do to keep us alive inside our bodies. So nothing is stagnant. Nothing is stagnant. And in Chinese medicine, we say that if you're not growing, you're dying. So we're meant to be in movement. We're meant to be fluid. So when stuff happens in life, we tend to get stuck. So we'll breathe or hold our breath, short and sharp, all those things. And it's like, we're like, I don't know what to do. So the dance of life involves doing something. Now, what I know is that, and I was thinking about this a few years ago, and I remember writing stuff about it at the time, but when we've had a year of flood this year, so it doesn't count, but generally Australia runs years of drought. And I know when it gets to that stage, the trees, limbs drop so easily. And if you get a stick that's, young and fresh, it bends and it's able to go with you bending it and challenging it, versus if it's, really dry and brittle, it breaks really easily. And so for me, with the fluidity, it's better for us when something's not right, not feeling, in flow, and it's not working the way. And then I'm talking about whether it's your health or relationship or exercise plan, dealing with your business, dealing with anything. If you're feeling stuck, you're butting your head, something's looking for a tweak. It's calling out to you for attention. Now, if we can course correct sooner than later, it's like we bend it while it's a twig. It's easy to bend without waiting for it to be broken, and harder to try and put back together. So fluidity for me is about, going with the dance of life. And at the same time, we're wanting to deal with things, again, sooner than later, not waiting for them to dam up and become harder to correct. And then the second F is fun. Now, our health absolutely depends on it. And I've talked about it when I've talked about our adrenal glands, and about how our adrenal glands are recharged with good food, good rest, good play. The thing that people forget to actually do is to look after that play element, that fun part. And yet that's really vital to us and our health and well-being. A light spirit is absolutely essential to us being able to stay fluid in life. Again, if we're uptight, you're holding on, you're not being fluid. So fun is part of it. And fun doesn't mean that you're running around like a bloody lunatic. That's not it. But having a lighter spirit, even when we're dealing with stuff, helps us to be able to keep moving forward. And then the third F is actually to be fascinated instead of being frustrated. Life is going to throw curveballs at us. And I love that the universe, call it whatever you want, universe, God, whatever, but it's like, there has to be contrasting nature. There's drought and there's flood. There's contrast in nature all the time. And the same with us. When you're rocking life's like, yeah, so good, so good, so good, so good. The universe will challenge you with something to see how much, you want to keep that going in that direction, for instance. It's always giving us contrast. And so it's like, and the same when it's, when you're down in the down, I know that provided we keep moving forward, this too shall pass. So when we're in the thick of it, if we're frustrated, again, we're holding on when life's throwing us a curveball and we're stuck. Where if we're fascinated, or I'll use the word interesting as well, it's like, wow, that's interesting, or that's fascinating. You can still keep moving with it. Where if it's like, frustrated, holding on, you're stuck. You're stuck and it's not going to work. So the 3 F's for me are all about, helping us to recognize maybe it's time to make a course correction. So how do we make the course correction? We've used the 3 F's to identify it. Now, how do we do it? Well, I think the very first thing we need to do is to keep it real. And especially nowadays, the last 2 years through the pandemic, I think it's been, people have seen life differently and respect people speaking truth today more than ever and really appreciate it. So the more that you can be real, not even the more you can be real, just be real. And if you speak from your heart, you'll speak your truth. And yes, that absolutely takes being vulnerable. Brené Brown, in her book, Daring Greatly, she talks all about being vulnerable. And we need to, allow ourselves to squirm and feel uncomfortable in that stuff to be able to speak our truth sometimes. The thing is, if we speak our truth, we'll be heard. We will be heard because they'll feel the difference versus if you're just in your head telling people what you think they want to hear. There's a big difference energetically. So we need to tap into our courage before you'll have the confidence to do that. And some of the things that I do to tap into my courage, literally, I'll use posture, even when I'm teaching. So I'm standing here right now, I'm wearing shoes. I usually roam my house in no shoes. I'm that Buddhist kind of house where we don't wear shoes. But when I'm teaching, I want the posture and to tap into that energy of when I'm teaching. And so I use posture a lot in what I do to be able to give me the vibe to create whatever it is I'm creating. So even the courage to do anything, use your body posture. If you're sitting slumped and just like resigned and just cynical, there's no way you'll access courage. Shoulders back, stand up, pull your tummy in and just breathe. And then speak from your heart. That's how I've been able to tap into my courage before I've been confident in anything. Even when I get in the surf, I'll stand at the edge of the surf and I'm looking to see where I'll hop in. And even like this morning, it was big, way beyond my pay grade kind of surf. And I needed to. Yeah, I did. I as Alice says, she puts your stick on. I breathed and I just went, I can do this. I'm not going to go right out back. I know the area I can go and be safe and still be challenged and enjoy myself. But even to do that, to paddle out in a sweep today, took big energy for me, big girl pants kind of energy. And so it's like, I stood on the edge of the water, board under my arm, looking, accessing what's happening around the place and just went, I've got this. And off I went and I assertively walked into the surf. Now, I wasn't doing that with great confidence. I was accessing my courage to have the confidence to take the first step, if that makes sense. So posture is really big. And with that whole dance of life, it's like we just want to keep moving forward in life, stay fluid a day at a time, sometimes a minute at a time. If you're dealing with stuff in life, sometimes it's just for the next minute, courage to keep going, one step. We need to keep moving in the dance of life. So how do we know when to course correct? Your intuition, the universe, you're going to get slapped in some way. Something's going to be going on. You're going to feel like you're struggling, you're stuck, you're butting your head, you're not getting where you want to be. So what I know is in life, it's like our actions. We've got our actions, physical actions that we do, and we've got our emotions, and they give us our results in life. So at any time, if we're not getting the results that we want, we need to tweak our actions or our emotions to get a different result. So that's all part of you recognizing it with the 3 F's. And now we're going to talk about the 4 R's. So we've recognized it. Cool. We need to make a course correction, accessing the courage to do it. So how are we doing it? The very first one is to reset. So resetting is all about, we need to stop, just stop, ground out, breathe, and be fascinated as to where you are so that you can reset. So even me yesterday, I had a crazy busy day. It was a great day, but it was back to back to back and dealing with traffic and driving. I drove for over 7 hours in traffic. It was just full on. I got home and I was to teach a class that night and I went, stop, ground out. What do I need to do? Great. I need to have a shower just to wash off the day and I need to feed to ground myself. So I took the time to just stop, breathe, shower, feed, and I was ready then to teach the night's class. So we've got to reset. So breathing's the first step. Stop, breathe, and then do whatever else you need to do to ground out. Might be using some aromatherapy. You might be going for a walk around the block, but we need just to stop and go, okay, I've got this. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Just breathe, ground out. The next star is then we need to readjust. So what I know in life is that, especially like whatever, whether it's, business, work, health, relationship, anything, it's generally, 1 to 10%, and usually closer to the 1% of change will bring what you want. So we get in our heads again and we just think, wow, I have to change everything. This isn't working. Change. And again, we get stuck. That doesn't work. Well, usually it's a little tweak brings a great result, but we've just got to stop to reset to see what the tweak is. Cool. So readjusting it doesn't have to be something giant. Think of a pond. You can throw a great big boulder in the water and it'll make ripples. Yes. But guess what? Throw a pebble in, it will still make ripples. It still makes ripples. It still brings change. So look for the little things that you can change to keep it moving forward. Then we need to restart. So restarting is all about breathing first. I tell you, breathing is everything. It keeps us alive. But like I just talked about, if we breathe, then we can tap into our courage before our confidence to take the step. That's it. Stand tall, use your posture, and reinforce that courage that you're going to take that step. We have to restart. You've got to take action. Like I said, if you've got action and emotion that equal results, maybe you're going to take a 1% different action to restart. The next one is to refocus. So refocus, that's it. So you've made your action, you want to move forward. So again, we've got to breathe. We've got to stay fluid and just keep moving. And what I recommend is to move into what is working, not what's not working. All right, because it's easy in our mindset to be still living into our future out of our past instead of living into our future out of our present. So focus on what is working, not what is not working, and then give time for the tweaks you've created to bed in. Don't go changing everything every day. You've got to give it time to set in flow, and just keep breathing and just keep moving forward. What I know is that we can change things as many times as we need. We're allowed. Life is a game and we get to write the rules. We really do. So at any time we can reset. We can reset, we can readjust, we can restart and refocus and keep moving forward. I love in the book, The 4 Agreements, that one of the 4 agreements is actually that everyone's doing their best, and that's including you. And just know that at different times, our best is going to be different. When you are riding high and life's rocking and you're on top of everything, yes, this is your best. And there's other times where life is a little bit challenging. You'll still turn up just to do your best. Okay. That's why I'm so big on excellence over perfection, because excellence, you're doing your best at that time versus, being stuck and trying to get everything right, being a perfectionist and not achieving anything, just staying stuck, because life is fluid. And life is a dance for us to keep light as we deal with whatever that dance throws at us. We just keep dancing. Someone steps on your toe. That's fascinating. Just keep dancing. Whoop, I don't know the steps to that song. Oh, I'll go and get some help. Just keep dancing. We just need to keep moving. So the healthy life hack for this episode is just take stock of where you are right now. If you're feeling like you're struggling and you're stuck, use the 3 F's to assess where you are right now, and then use the 4 R's to course correct if needed. Breathe, access your courage, take the step. The 3 F's and the 4 R's are a system that I've used to help me stay sane in this world and keep moving ahead. Maybe they'll work for you. I know they're worth a try. If you want to access the show notes, head over to www.healthylifehacks.com.au, where I will have those 3 F's and 4 R's written. Then I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcasts to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you. I welcome your emails and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.